What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBot Solutions. So thank you guys again for joining us for another live stream. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for the TechBot Solutions team to start tuning in. For those that haven't done so already, the link is down in the description for you to be a part of our community. We're over 33,500 members now worldwide. And the thing that we do best is we provide a free community. It's a Facebook group for both new and experienced traders. All we do is we provide the right fundamentals and encourage motivation to share best practices, share mistakes, in effort to promote overall group growth. So I hope you guys see value in that. But most importantly, remember three things. We never invest based on anyone else's opinion. We never trade what we don't understand. And you always have a plan when you're trading, meaning that you always know where you're getting in, when you're getting out, and where you have to cut your losses, just so you can manage your risk. I'm going to be sharing my screen so you guys can see exactly what it is that I'm going to be talking about. And then from there, we should be good to go. I really do want to appreciate or thank you guys for tuning in. And I will be showing you the different stocks that I'm going to be looking at. So give me one quick second before I start sharing my screen. I'm going to pull out the primary pick checklist. So if you guys haven't popped that, downloaded that file, you guys can simply search for that on the left-hand corner on the Facebook group on the search bar. It's called the PVP checklist. And what it allows you to do, it allows you to be able to manage your risk before going in and jumping into a position. So give me one quick second. It looks like we have a good number of you guys tuning in. So let's do this, guys. We still have about 21 minutes before the market opens. So pretty pumped. All right, let's do this. It looks like CYCC. Again, I did horrible yesterday, and I played it the way that I think I was supposed to. When it came down to cutting my losses, I had a couple people telling me, "No, Ricky, you cut your losses too quick on CYCC," because I put a stop loss at 190. Again, I got in at 193. I took about $39 loss. It wasn't anything huge. It was about $50 after commissions, and took a dip right after my order got filled when it went below 190. Took a huge dip all the way down to lows of 177, and then held throughout the day from 180 to 185. I thought I could get in after it bounced from 175. I got in at 180, popped to highs of 183. I should have taken the profit. It moved too quick, and I stop lossed out again. So again, just it wasn't a good day. But again, not every day is going to be a good day. So how are we going to make today a little bit different, right? Understanding that if we do a 5-day analysis, I guess it's already there. A 5-day analysis. The reason that I found CYCC so attractive was because of this gap that it had from $2 to $3. So I thought it had like a lot of potential, right? Understanding that ever since it's dropped doesn't mean that it won't break it. I want to make sure that you guys understand that it's had a support at $1.70. Does that make sense? Every time since it's had its drop, has not gone below 170. So we can identify that as the support. Realistically, 180 is the first resistance it experienced. Obviously, when it came down, what the heck? Apologize, guys. That's weird. Give me one quick second. Okay, sorry about that. So it comes down to planning out my trade. So when I'm looking at CYCC, I know that there's a support at 170. I know that there's a resistance at 180, and even a higher resistance at $2 within all one day. Understanding that, let's go ahead and plan out our trade. If we understand that the support is at 170, I'm gonna wait for it to, because right now it's below the support. Well, it looks like it's at 175, 177. I want it to be above 175 before I buy it. So my margin for loss, and that's still pretty high. I'm gonna try to get in as close as I can to 170. So I'm gonna go to this primary pick checklist. I'm gonna erase all this, what's blue, and I'm gonna plan it out. So my symbol for this one is CYCC, right? Purchase price is going to be around 173. Target sell price is going to be around 180, realistically, right? Stop loss is going to be 1.69. So it calculates that my percentage for risk, meaning that my percentage for loss is 2.31, my percentage for profit is 3.89. So when it comes down to purchasing CYCC, catching it at the bounce at 173, trying to sell at 180, Again, it calculates what my potential for profit is as well as my potential for loss, making it that much easier for me to understand if this trade is going to be the one that I want to jump into. Let's go ahead and move on to another one and see if I can catch a better jump. Again, 180 is the first resistance. It still does have a margin to go realistically up to 195, as that's really where it peaked out yesterday. Although it did hit $2 once the market opened, it never actually hit $2. So if we can get to that 195 mark, so 195, maybe 11% potential for profit with a 2.31% potential for loss. So again, that's more of a ratio that I'd be looking for. Again, but it comes down to trying to get in and out with this margin right here. So let's continue moving on and see what else we can find. If you guys want to suggest anything for, okay, so CPRX. CPRX, okay. Okay. Not too sure why you guys found this one so attractive. It doesn't necessarily have the volume nor the margin really too. It's showing signs of upward momentum, so that's good. So it looks like it's kind of peaked out where it's at right now. It has a support at around, I would say $3, and then the resistance at 310. So it has a margin of like 3% potential. It's just not necessarily something that I'll put my alert, but all right. All right, let's move on to another one. Whoa. Okay. So where do you get that Excel sheet, guys? So if you guys are part of the TechBud Solutions Facebook group, once you guys get accepted, you guys go on the search bar and search up the PVP, and it should pop up. You could even search it up under files. Too many people were searching for it, so just go under files. And it's one that I uploaded, so just look for the one that I uploaded, and it was, I'm gonna be like the first one that uploaded it. So this is the growth plan, and where'd it go? My goodness. Okay, so just search up the PVP checklist, and then you can click download, and then you'll have access to it. That was kind of frustrating. Whoa. Sorry about that, team. Get back to it. DCIX, let's search it up. Again, I'm just taking this time and performing technical analysis on the stocks that you guys want me to. So it looks like this stock is below $1. Again, it doesn't meet my criteria for those that have watched my previous videos. I don't trade stocks that are less than $1. It looks like it's peaking out at this. You have a double top at 176. So it looks like it had an earnings report. It probably ended up doing pretty well. Let's see. Okay. So I had a previous resistance at about 55. So that will most likely become the new support. We see that the resistance is at around 75, 76. So something that we would expect is once the market opens, the amount of sellers that held overnight or amount of traders that ended up holding this overnight are going to want to start locking in profits, might experience somewhat of a pullback. Understand that the support is most likely going to be where the old resistance is at, waiting for the bounce, waiting for it to break a resistance, and then making the move. If it breaks above, from the bounce of 55, breaks above 60, then it gives us like a margin of about 25% if it goes from top to bottom. But again, we're going to have to follow up with this one. For those that are trading low cap stocks or stocks like these that are less than $1, just understand that the reason that I don't trade them is because it's a little bit more difficult for me to be able to manage my trade. Meaning that if I get in at like, let's say, even if just 55 cents and I lose 1 cent, I'm already down at like a percentage amount. When it comes down to like, well, I guess a better example, I'd be down like 2% with just losing 1 cent. And it just becomes a little bit more difficult to manage. When you're trading with a little bit more money. So that's just the approach that I take. But again, if you see value in what it is that you're investing, then you go for it. But it's just not my specific niche of price range. Whoa, I'm sorry, I just got. Let's see. Okay, well, this is pretty solid. I don't know if you guys remember this one, AEZS. Previous support that it had, 230, and then it broke above 230 after market hours. Had a previous resistance at 250. So if we can break above 250, we might have a runner for today. So this could be a good one. I'll put my alert here. Let's go from top to bottom for AMD. AMD looks like we called it out pretty good yesterday. What the peak for the resistance that it had at $4.50, but it didn't hit that high. Hit highs of 14.44, but then experienced a pullback, tried to bounce at 14.10, and then during pre-market hours today, it looks like it's doing pretty much the same thing. And again, usually AMD has the trend to see a pullback right as the market opens. Just letting you guys know for those that don't usually trade that stock. TOPS. This is one that was just talked about within our group chat a lot because of this huge just spike that it had. Again, I didn't trade it. It's not more than $1, so it's not necessarily something I traded. I can see that it has a support at 40, had a resistance at 50, so that's a 20% margin. If you guys can catch it correctly, then that could be something to look at. If it breaks below support, just know that it's trending back down. So, oh, we got a gapper. Support at $2. Current price is at 220, so that's a 10% potential already for loss if we get in and it breaks below 20. They have such drop. Okay. So it didn't mean it's primarily endpoints. Okay. It's bad news. Probably not going to make its way back up all the way back to $2, but we might see a little bit of a technical bounce and then a little bit of a momentum trade. I'm not too sure. We caught a couple trades like this when I was in Spain. Man, I'm having trouble remembering them. But the group did overall really well. There's two stocks that we called out that had huge drops like these, and had huge momentum spikes. So it's a quick in and out. And then at the end of the day, once the volumes or the hype starts to fall out, then we usually see the tendency to um, it comes back to that $2 support and potentially breaks it. So I'm going to set my alert. I really want to follow up with this one. I want to see if it falls below 210. But it's going to be difficult. And this is the most overwhelming part when you have a good amount of stocks that are doing well, that you want to keep an eye on. Like, how do you focus on just quality stocks? And then that's one of the biggest things. Like, what has the most potential to you? Everyone always asks the question, like, hey, like, how do I trade the best stocks? You as the trader have to develop certain criteria that labels a stock as a really good stock. If it's like below 35 RSI, a certain amount of volume, if it sees a certain trend, whatever it is, it has to be within your specific style. And no one can really tell you exactly like what's the best stock that you could always trade, because there's always different styles of trading. um, but yeah, so JNUG, had a bounce at 16.55, broke above the $17 resistance, and I mean, if it heads back up to this $18 resistance, we have about a 5% profit margin. So JDST was the stock to watch yesterday because of the change. So, oh my goodness, it's already gapping up. Okay, so let me filter these out. Oh, is this Reddit? Yeah, Reddit is finally trying to make its move back up. I have my alert set if it continues in an upward trend, just because it's been on a consistent downward trend, so it looks like it's trying to bounce back, but it's done this before, so we want to make sure that it breaks the resistance that it previously had, so we'll go from there. DES did pretty well. I built it, drew the support at 26 because I had a previous resistance at 28, so if it bounces at 26 like it did yesterday, right, bounces, and then hits highs of 28, again, it has that potential from 26 to 28, about 7%, a little bit more than 7%. So you guys can use the primary pick checklist to calculate your trade on that as well. AMD is something Ricky has traded several times, but it's not really been just an easy way to understand. 100%, yeah, agreed. So a lot of people, and look, guys, the reason, and I'm going to be completely honest, the reason that I say, like, you know, I usually put like penny stock investor and stuff like that within my titles of YouTube. It's a pretty attractive type of title. But if you guys have seen the type of stocks that I trade, I don't trade real penny stocks. I don't trade stocks that are less than $1. It's just not my niche. We have a subgroup within Techbot Solutions. Brad Smith leads that subgroup, and that's OTC stocks. Those are true penny stocks, and those are the type of members that excel within that specific niche. Then we have Connor, who leads the momentum trading, and he does extremely well within that own community on, you know, momentum trades. I'm more of a technical trader. I try to focus on more consistent trades, and the stocks that I do end up trading are usually the same ones, Chaindeck, AMD. There's a series of stocks that I always, you know, focus on because I identify small margins of profit, and it's more about like consistent trades for me, and trying to lock in huge amounts of trade, because with more, you know, reward also comes more risk. And again, that's just my style. So it just comes down to like what it is that you see value in. If you see value in true penny stocks, then go for it. But for me, what I see more a high, like that I can actually see a higher success rate in, would be these, you know, stocks within $1 to $30, and that's my specific niche. We have $5 remaining. Francisco Poleo is asking at which volume do you consider a stock to have great potential? It really comes down to, it tells you if you are using the TD Ameritrade, at least with the alerts, it tells you, like, let's see, to guess. My watch list is structured from top to bottom based on the highest volume to lowest volume. So I tried to focus on the top 20 stocks that are within my watch list. Obviously, CYCC isn't necessarily there, but the reason that I see the potential in CYCC was because of the miss that I had yesterday, but the potential that it still has, because overall in its life, it's held above 170. So I know if I get pretty close to that, and the potential that it has to, you know, continue moving back up is good, and it's good enough for me to make that risk. And as you guys can see, the volume isn't huge on these 1 minute charts or 1 minute candlesticks. They're about, you know, 12,000, nothing crazy. I try to focus anything that has like 10,000 or more per minute. As you guys can see, AMD usually shows pretty healthy amounts of volume. Again, this is all during pre-market hours, so the market hasn't opened yet, so not everyone can be trading. But let's do a quick little recap on the stocks that I'm going to be focusing on today, and let's go from there. All right. So we have a couple minutes remaining. All right. So didn't see much potential on AMD. When it comes to tops, again, we identified the support at 40, the resistance at 50 for those that see value in that one. CUR, this is one that I saw potential in, so I'm going to put it here. CUR. support, $2. Right now there's a resistance at 220 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, still at 220. So I'm just gonna go down the list. IDXG, no. JNUG, yeah, I did see potential on this one from 17 to 18. 17 to 18. This one as well. This one's already trying to gap back up. This one was one that was showing signs of downward momentum. Identified it, supported it, broke above the resistance of 230, so that's good. Has a resistance at 250, so we might have a little margin to make up. But if it breaks above 250, then that's really when it's going to start showing signs of upward momentum. When it breaks above 250, then the next resistance based on its previous support is around 280. There's going to be like obviously resistance along the way, maybe like every 10 cents, so 260, 270, 280, like how it usually does. But 280 was the next big one. And that's from 230 to 250. We'll just put that first. From 250 to 180. Again, just so I can go back and at least reference back, because sometimes it's a little bit more difficult to have everything in mind when it comes down to trading. So then 26, it's already bouncing, guys. 26. So hopefully we see a little bit of a pullback once the market opens and the bounce at 26. But 26 to 28, I think the guys has a pretty good chance of doing that. Oh my goodness. All right, and then the last one. Let me just double check, go down the list. Dang, Snapchat's at $14. Holy moly. Oh, no, I don't care about that. Crap. And then CYCC. Where's it at? Goodness. But CYCC is already trying to gap back up. Let's see. All right, just like we said, AMD and that, legendary pullback. All right, so tops broke below the $40 support, 40-cent support, and there it goes. CUR, my goodness, freaking crap. CUR is gapping up. Resistance at 250. No, pullback, pullback. Guys, we missed it. All right, so I really like the volume on this CUR. Okay, let's wait for the pullback. All right, and just for those that are going to be asking, I'm using the TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform. So again, if you guys could see up here, and then I'm using the Fidelity app to execute my trades. All right, so it all comes down to managing your risk when it comes to your trade. So right now, it just let's see. Okay, not doing well right now. So right as the market opened, it was already at 225. Not moving. IDXG. IDXG is gapping up. Looks too much like a pump. Not really interested in that. 230, experiencing a pullback. Again, 230 was a previous resistance. This could be where it bounces. JNUG making its way up. Pullback just like we expected. Again, 250 being a previous resistance. I'm going to set my alert when it gets closer to this 230 support, just to alert you guys. The gas pullback just like we expected. See if we can catch it a little bit closer to the bounce. CYCC, the volume just is what kills me on this one. It's just so low. That's what I hate about this one. If the volume was good, this would be a perfect stock based on the supports and resistance. They're very, very easy to identify. I just wish it was a little quicker to get in and out of. Because even these small margins of like 5 cents, when it comes down to it being like a $1 stock, it's still 3%. If I can continue just buying at the support, selling at the resistance, buying at the support, selling at the resistance, I mean, those are consistent, just 2 to 3% profits. So it's just not what I want. Ooh, this is what we want to see. Okay, perfect. Okay, support at 220. Can get the bounce. All right, bye. Um, Can we break above the resistance? So again, it's just since its peak, it's been showing signs of since its peak, it's just been showing signs of downward momentum. Looks like it's flatlining at this 220 support. So if you guys remember during pre-market hours, that was a resistance and it broke above that 230 resistance, and it looks like it's doing pretty well. So you need to see the break above 225 and see if we can lock in a quick 225 to 240. CYCC broke below. Where's it at? The volume is just really starting to die out on this, as you guys can see. From its peak all the way down to where it's at right now. We're at 227. No. So AEZS. Okay. I'm going in with 1,600 shares. Okay, 230. Freaking crap, go. My goodness, did not get filled. We're gonna see a pullback right here, so. Okay, sellers at 234. Where's CYCC? All right. Looks like I missed out on this one. All right. It's no fun. CYCC. Back at support. Buyers at 172. This is going to be a good one. And what I mean by that is I'm going to put my alert to see, okay, well, just went to 172. So again, we don't care about the mistake that I did with CYCC is that I caught it at a too low of a point. I was trying to catch it at the lowest point possible instead of waiting for the bounce and then waiting for it to break a resistance. So 175 was a previous support. So if we can break above 175 and even just get it from 175 to 180, that's still a decent, just quick in and out. But I definitely don't want to catch it while it's, like people say, a falling knife, right? I'd much rather catch it when it's in an upward trend. And that's a different approach that we're going to take today. DGAS isn't doing much. Where is it? AEZS. It's back at support, guys. Waiting for the bounce. Oh my goodness. Uh, don't you love these? Okay, so it broke the resistance end. All right. All right, so we caught a good one. Um, oh my God. All right. I love streaming. All right, let's wait for the pullback. You're on the rise. Good job, guys, for calling it out. All right. All right. Wow. AMD, $14 times. All right, pullback, bounce. We get a good one. All right. So something that I've been talking about with different members within our group is the difficulty that I have when it comes to like live streaming, trying to answer your guys' questions and then trade at the same time. I don't feel like I'm being very efficient with neither or of helping you guys out or trading. So something that I've been talking to a couple members about is either completely um, trying to step away from trading and trying to focus more on helping people within our group and answering their questions, or when it comes down to trading and usually these live streams, to me just be completely, just focus on my live stream and not on answering the questions. So I really want to hear what your guys' opinion is on that. It's just I feel like I need to do one or the other and give you guys like my 100% just attention rather than okay, here we go. Can we break above 240? Um, Yeah, but if you guys want to let me know if you guys would see, no, pull back. Okay. If you guys would see more value in when I go live that it's answering people's questions, or do you guys want me to actually just be trading and focusing on that? Oh, still not getting filled. And that's mine for 1,500 shares at two and nothing. Oh, filled partially. What the hell? 600 shares. All right, come on. So we had a bounce and a hold above 235. Where am I at? Oh, I'm completely filled. Quantity filled. Oh no, I'm missing 400. Okay, resistance was at 255. 6%. Gapping up. Filled at 240. Okay. Freaking crap. $1,500. All right. It's not moving the way we want. Oh, there we go. Can we push above 245? Pull back. Nope. There we go. Pushing through 245. Pushing through. Pushing. So sell at 250 or 255. I'm going to do 253. It's pulling back 244, 246. Crap. Pull back 245. Couldn't break above it. So should lock it in at 245. No sellers at 243 now. 242. 241. Nope. Holding 243. And all right, we're picking up some buyers. Again, not the quick in and out that you guys see with other traders. DGAS looks like it's at 26.56, so it's moving up. CYCC still at 173. $242, $243. All right, volume's picking up. No. $243. It's hugging that support line. All right, we have sellers at 241. And all right, and we're breaking below the support. Yeah. 238, 237. All right, I'm making this live stream a little bit longer. So I'm going to end this live stream here, guys. Thank you guys again for those that are tuning in. I'll follow up with my position. I'm down right now on my position for CUR, but we'll follow up and see how my position ends up closing. I'll share it. Oh, there we go. Broke the support. I'll feel free to, or I'm going to share it within the TechBud Solutions Facebook group, or most importantly, the TechBud Solutions group chat. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. But most importantly, continue working hard, continue doing what it is that you guys love. And like always, guys, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.